Hey, what's up guys, and welcome to another Arca Garage video. Today I'm going to show you how to install aftermarket parking sensors on your car. Alright, so here's everything that we're going to need for installation. This is going to be our control box, this is going to be our speaker, we got our 4 parking sensors, these are going to be our mounts for the sensors, we got some double-sided tape, this is going to be our power cable for the box. You can see when we got 2 wires, so we basically need only 12 volts and the ground. And we also got this drill bit to drill the bumper. Now before you install anything, you want to make sure that your parking sensors work. Now whether you buy it from a reputable company or online, everything nowadays is made in China, so that's why you got to test it out first. I've connected everything, and I'm just going to connect these 2 wires to the battery, positive and negative. And now you can see when I lower my hand, that everything works properly. Alright, next we gotta remove the rear bumper. I'm gonna show you all of the screws that you gotta undo. As you can see, I've lifted the back side of the car a little bit just so I can reach some of them a bit more easily. Alright, in the wheel arch we got these 325 Torx, and we also got one 10mm screw at the top. So the same is gonna go for the other side as well. Then we gotta remove our tail light. You got one T27 screw here, and you can just pull the tail light out. On the bottom of the bumper we got 4 of these 8mm screws that need to be removed. While you are doing the rest of the preparation, it's good time to paint your parking sensors. Just grab some paint from the paint store, from the color code from your car, and add a couple of light coats for perfect results. Alright, now here comes the most critical part of the whole thing. We gotta drill the holes for our new sensors. Thanks to the number plate lights, I was able to measure at the center of the bumper, which is located right here. So my plan is to place first sensor 22.5 centimeters here, and the second sensor is gonna be located right here, which is going to be 45 centimeters from this first sensor. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side as well. Also, I've measured the height of this area here from this line to this one, and I'm going to place the sensors 27 millimeters down from this line. Alright, so the good news is that the holes are nice and clean with crisp edges. Alright, now it's time to put our mounts on. You want to make sure that this area is very clean, so I'm gonna clean it up first, then I'm gonna wipe it with alcohol. Another thing I gotta mention, you can see these lines right here. You can actually bend this mount to adjust it to the shape of the bumper. Alright, here's one very important thing that I gotta mention. I'm not gonna install the mount like this without installing the sensor first. I want to make sure that it fits properly. For that reason, I'm gonna put the sensor in before I install it, like that. I'm gonna add glue right here, and I'm gonna install it into the bumper. And here it is how it looks from the outside, and this is gonna be pretty much perfect. Alright, now as you can see, I've put this plug for the wiring, and I've essentially guided all of the wires through that into the trunk. Alright, now it's time to do the wiring for our control box. I showed you this main power adapter before, so you basically got only two wires. So the only difference that I did, I'll put this 5 amp fuse here just in case, and on the negative wire I'll put this connector, which we're gonna connect to the ground on the car. This red wire is going to be connected to the reverse light. So this green and black wire from our wiring harness leads to the reverse light. So this is where we gotta connect that red wire from the adapter. I'm just gonna splice it in and I'm gonna solder it on. Alright, so here's our power wire. You can see right here it's spliced into that black and green wire from the reverse light, and our ground is hooked up right here, as you can see. Now we're gonna organize the cables and finish up. I'm gonna secure the box with this double-sided tape that I got in the package, and we're gonna stick the box right down here. There's a perfect spot for it. Now we gotta plug the power in. Alright, I'm gonna plug in the sensors. And lastly, I'm gonna plug in the speaker, which is gonna be this wide connector. And there it is. And lastly, I'm gonna take the double-sided tape that I got for this little speaker. I'm gonna apply it and put the speaker right here onto this plastic trim piece in the back. The main reason why I'm putting it in the back is because of the volume that it has. It is kinda loud, and I think that this is gonna be perfect spot for it right here. Alright, so that is pretty much it. Now I'm gonna put everything back together, and we're gonna try out the new parking sensors. Alright, so we are done with this little project. You can see that the parking sensors came out looking great. The color matches perfectly. Maybe the only thing where the clear coat is peeling off over there, it kind of stands out a little bit, but it came out looking great. Alright, now let's check out our parking sensors in action. They are currently silent. And as I'm getting close to another car, you can see that the frequency increases, and when I get close all the way, it beeps constantly. I also gotta add that the volume is spot on, and since the other sensors are positioned at a slight angle, they are catching maybe like 20 centimeters around the car, which is gonna be pretty much perfect. Anyway, that would be all for this video. I hope you find it useful. If you did, hit that like button and support our channel by subscribing and by sharing our content with the rest of car enthusiasts.